guys, today in this video we will be understanding a topic of English which is gap filling, and in gap filling we are going to understand the concept of filling the gaps using modals. Now first of all, let us understand what is gap filling. Now here, gap filling, we cannot consider it to be a topic. Basically it is a concept which is formed out of all the topics together. And gap filling is basically fill in the blanks, where in the entire sentence there will be a blank provided to you and you have to fill the blank with the proper word, and that word can be preposition, it can be an adjective, noun, pronoun, conjunctions, articles or modals. And today we are going to discuss how can we fill the gap using modals, how can we identify that whether we have to fill the gap using what kind of modal. So now coming to the main concept, that is of modals. Now modals are basically the verbs. Modals are known as auxiliary verb, or they are also referred to as helping verb, which are used to show some kind of permission. Modals can also be used for seeking some advice, for giving some kind of command, or for describing someone's responsibility. So each type of modal has its own significance. There are different types of modals which we are going to discuss in this video. Here the topic of modal will be short because basically we are focusing on gap filling. If you want to understand the concept of modal in detail, then you can visit the other videos that I have created on the topic of modals, where I have explained each type of modal in detail. So I suggest you to visit those videos in order to understand this topic clearly. So let us first start with the definition of modals. The definition of modals can be like, they are referred to as helping verbs, and they are also known as auxiliary verbs. Also referred to as helping verbs, also known as auxiliary verb, and each type of modal has its own significance. So each modal has its own meaning, which we are going to discuss one by one. And first I am going to explain you the structure of modal. The structure of modal is subject plus modal and plus a verb. Modal is also a verb, and always remember that modal is followed by another verb, and this verb is the base verb. This is very important for you to remember, that modal is also a verb and modal is followed by another base verb. Now some examples of modals can be can, should, may, shall, might, will, would. These are some of the examples of modals, and now we are going to discuss some of the modals which can be used for gap filling. All of these modals have their own significance, so it depends upon the sentence that which modal we have to use. So let us discuss one by one. So now let us first begin with a type of modal which is can or could. So the first type of modal which we will be discussing is can or could for filling the gap. Now the use of can or could can be for seeking some kind of permission in order to show your abilities, or if you have any doubt, even then you can make use of can or could. And also for asking something very politely, or to make some kind of request in some conditions. So can or could, here they can be used for permissions. Then can and could can also be used for showing abilities. If you have some kind of doubt, for politeness, or I can say for making a polite request. So these are some of the areas where we can make use of can or could. So if in a sentence, if there is a hint of permission or there is a hint of some ability, then we can make use of modals, and in modals specifically we use can or could. So let me explain this with example. The first example over here can be dash you pass me a glass of water. When I say dash you pass me a glass of water, here we know that also for making polite request we make use of may. But when we apply may over here, may you pass me a glass of water, then that does not make a complete sentence, it does not make sense. So here I can say, can you pass me a glass of water, and that will be the correct formation of the sentence because the structure of the sentence seems to be right. So again, for making a polite request, when you want something and you know that definitely that person will give you, then in that case we make use of can. Another example can be I dash not go to visit my mother because I was not well. I dash not go to visit my mother because I was not well. Here, out of can or could, I will make use of could because here the time is already over. I had to visit my mother but I was not able to. So here can is not used for past tense, can is only used for present or future as well. But when we have to describe something of past, so instead of using can, we will make use of could. So I could not go to visit my mother because I was not well. Here it shows that I was supposed to visit my mother. Was supposed means that it is of past tense. I'm talking about the past, and since now the time is already up, so instead of using can, I will make use of could over here. I will not go to visit my mother because I was not well. One future and one past, not a good deal. So here the correct modal will be could. And let's discuss the third example. The third example can be I dash ride a bicycle. I dash ride a bicycle. Now here there is a kind of ability which is representing over here. So in order to show the ability, I will say I can ride a bicycle. So these are some of the examples of gap filling where the gap can be filled using modal can and could. Now the next type of modal that we will be discussing is modal may or might. And may and might are used to display some kind of permission. If not prohibition, then it is also used for showing some kind of supposition which is in doubt. For example, suppose there was supposed to be an event, but now it is in a doubt that whether it will be finalized or not. So for all these cases, we make use of may or might. So the second type is may or might, and these are used for seeking some kind of permission, supposition with doubt, right? And now we are going to discuss some of the examples. Here I am discussing one or two examples with you, but in order to practice and in order to understand the exact meaning of gap filling and how you can fill the gap using different words, you should practice more. And for practicing, I suggest you to register to our portal, that is www.abhyasonline.in, where you are provided with sample papers regarding each topic. So pick any one of the topic, and here, since we are talking about gap filling, then pick the topic of gap filling and do attempt those exercises in order to understand the concept in a deeper manner, because the more you practice, the better you will be. So here from my side, I will do my best to teach you about this concept, but the rest, it all depends upon the practice. So may or might, let us understand this through examples. So the first example can be, it dash rain today. When I say it dash rain today, I will not use the word can, because can is used for showing some kind of ability or in order to make some kind of request, right? But here we are not showing some ability or for any kind of request. Here we are saying that maybe it is supposed to rain, but again it is a doubt that we are not sure about nature, we are not sure about weather. So I will say it might rain today, again for making some kind of probabilities which are doubtful. Instead of using may, we will use might. Next example is, dash I attend this lecture, please. Dash I attend this lecture, please, again for making some kind of request or for seeking a permission, I will say may I attend this lecture, please. I will not use the word might over here, because for seeking some kind of permission or for making some kind of request, again permission, supposition and also request over here, again for making a request where you are not sure that whether the person will say yes or no. In that case, we make use of may. May I attend this lecture, please? Now if maybe the student is at some kind of fault, or maybe the student is punished and the teacher might not allow him to enter the class, so may is used in that case, whether when you're making some kind of permission. So this is the area where may or might are used, and these can be used for filling the gap. Next we will be discussing must. Now the modal must is different from may or might. Must is used for showing some kind of obligation or to perform some kind of duty or to show some kind of responsibility. So these are some of the cases where must is used. For example, I say we dash obey our elders. Now this is our moral duty, that we must obey our elders. Whatever the elders say to us, without quarreling with them, we should agree to whatever they say. So we must obey our elders, right? This is one case which is very important, and you should not get confused between this. Whenever there is some kind of obligation, or I can say you dash attend the guest lecture. Again, if some person is giving you some kind of advice, even if some person is giving you some kind of advice here, an advice is given that you must attend that lecture, maybe that lecture is important and it is beneficial to you. So again, in that case, I will say you must attend the guest lecture. So must is used for showing some kind of obligation. Whenever in a sentence you see that there is some obligation or some moral duty that you have to follow, without any doubt, fill the gap using the modal must. Now the next modal that we will be discussing for gap filling is should, ought to and shall. So the third type of modal is should, shall and ought to. Now these type of modals are used when you have to suggest something to someone. So I can say that they can be used for making some kind of suggestions. They are also used for giving advice. So suggestion and advice is one of the same thing. So for giving some kind of suggestion or for giving some kind of advice, we make use of should, shall or ought to. So let us discuss this through examples where there will be a gap provided, and out of all these three we have to find out which modal should be the best placed. So the first example over here can be you dash quit smoking. When I say you dash quit smoking, here I am just giving a friendly advice, or I am suggesting a person who is in the habit of smoking that you should stop smoking or you should quit smoking. So should over here is the best suitable modal. You shall quit smoking doesn't make that much sense because it does not put that much impact on the person. So should will be the correct word that can be placed. The next example over here can be I dash go to work tomorrow. I dash go to work tomorrow. Here I am just talking to myself, and instead of using should, I should go to work, I can say that I shall go to work tomorrow. So I shall over here will be the best suited modal. I can go to work tomorrow, again it will change the meaning. I will go to work tomorrow. Yes, out of shall or will, if it is will, I will say I will go to work tomorrow. That is also the correct formation of sentence. So these are some of the examples of gap filling using modals, and we have also discussed the type of modals. There are different examples of modals, and each of the word which forms a modal has its own significance, has its own meaning. We cannot combine anyone, and we cannot replace any word with another because each of the word has its own meaning, and it is just upon the practice. The more you practice, the easier it will be for you to understand that which word can be used for filling the gap. Here we have discussed about modals, but in exam it may not be available for you that you have to fill the gap using what kind of word. That the examiner may totally not give any kind of hint, and at that time it will depend completely upon you which word you have to use. That word can be of preposition, of noun or of a pronoun. So for coming to that level, it is better to practice, and as I said that you can register to our portal and practice the papers from there, and as a result there will be a complete analysis in front of you where you can analyze yourself. You can see what are your strong points and what are the weak concepts, and the weak concepts has to be improvised more in order to excel in English and to score good in your exams. So the key to success is to keep learning and keep practicing, and do register to the online portal, that is www.abhyasonline.in.